Hey Launch Techers, it's Tracy from Launch Tech Made Easy. And this week I wanted to do a Facebook Live, but I'm actually in an area where there isn't very good reception, so I can't get my Facebook Live to work. I wanted to do a quick little video on working on the road, and as you can maybe notice, I am not at home where there is low humidity and gentle breezes. I am in Middle Tennessee where I am dropping off one of my kids at school. And I've been working on the road the last few weeks, and or a few days, I thought it might be useful to you to kind of know some of the tools that I use. Now, the first thing that I love to take with me when I travel, and honestly, to me, one of the biggest benefits of having an online business is the ability to travel, whether it's to see my kids, whether it's to travel with my husband on business, or whether it's just to be able to get a change of scenery. I love to be on the road. And so a few years ago, we decided to take a 6-week road trip with our family. And the vehicle that we used was actually a Ford Flex. And I love the Ford Flex for a couple of reasons. First of all, if you're going to take a road trip, it is the primo vehicle to take because it's super comfortable. You will not find a more comfortable road trip vehicle. But it also has a really neat feature, and that is the fact that it has an inverter built right into it. Now, if you don't know what an inverter is, it allows you to plug into the car and charge your computer. So it plugs into a regular cigarette lighter outlet, and then it converts that into electricity to charge your computer, or I just worked on my computer with it plugged in the whole time we were traveling. And that's something that you can pick up at an electronics store, but you do want to make sure that it's rated for your computer and for your car. You don't want to be blowing up your car or your computer while you're on the road. So I do love an inverter. The other thing I really love is my iPhone, and that's what I'm taking this video on right now. But in addition to the iPhone, I also have a MacBook and I have an iPad. And the reason that I love those so much for working is that they all sync up with each other. So I can sometimes only get a little bit of a signal on my phone, and so I will shoot something on my phone, or I will work on something on my phone, and then when I get back to the hotel room or when I have a better Wi-Fi signal, it's already working and updated on my iPad and on my computer. So I really love the Apple series of products. And it was kind of funny, I come from an entire family of entrepreneurs, and they all tease me about the fact that I am such an Apple person, because they all use Windows computers. And recently I was at an event which was full of entrepreneurs, and when I looked around the room, there was over 1,000 people in the room. Those people who did have computers and were using them in the room rather than taking notes on paper, they were all using MacBook Pros or MacBook Airs or whatever. I didn't see an entire Windows computer out of the 1,100 people that I saw there. So I thought that that was just kind of an interesting observation. So I have my inverter, I have my suite of Apple products that I absolutely love. And then I also have a really cool tool that I use, and I don't actually have it with me today, that holds my iPad and allows it to be a second screen for my MacBook. And I use the AirPlay connection to make that work. And so when I'm in the car, I have a lap desk that I use, and then the separate arm. And I'll try to dig up an old picture that I can show you of how that all worked. So that's the hardware that I like. Now, for software programs, I love Dropbox. And in fact, I have Dropbox folders with all of my clients. And what it does is it allows me to work on a file even when I'm offline in Word or Excel or any variety of different types of regular programs. And then instead of saving it to my hard drive, I save it to a Dropbox folder, which is housed online. And the really neat thing about Dropbox is that it will then sync up online the next time I get a connection, and it will do that automatically. So I can be working offline and not even have to worry about it. Next time it picks up a Wi-Fi signal, it automatically syncs to the folder. Now, this is really great if you work with teams, because other people on your team can also access that folder. And in fact, I use it with all of my clients. So that's one of my really great tools that I use. Now, a lot of people love the Google suite of products like Google Drive, and the problem with those, in my opinion, is that really you have to have a pretty good connection to make those work. So unlike Google, the Google products, which update automatically as you are working in them. The Dropbox products don't do that. It's more like saving it in a general file on your computer. It's just saving them online. So I like Dropbox. I do use Google for some things, but for on the road, Dropbox works better. And then I love LastPass. That's where I store all of my passwords. So I can fill in my passwords online using just one master password. It will fill everything in. So I don't have to travel with a password book or wondering, how to access all of my passwords while I'm traveling. So those are a few of the products that I really, really love when I'm on the road. And and the other thing I didn't mention is my online hotspot, or my personal hotspot on my phone. And one of the tips that I have with that is actually something that I can that you're seeing right now. I am in an area of Tennessee where there is very little Sprint service. And so in our family, half of the people have Sprint and half of the people have Verizon, so that we always have coverage and we can always go online. Unfortunately, I don't have the half of my family today that has Verizon, so I'm having to record this ahead of time and I can't go live online. But I use a mobile hotspot so that when I am traveling, I am able to use the cell signal to run all of the programs that I operate with online. I think that covers it. I might come up with more a little bit later on, but that just gives you a few ideas of ways that you can work online. Thanks. You can head over to my Facebook page at facebook.com/LaunchTechMadeEasy, or email me at Tracy@LaunchTechMadeEasy if you'd like any more tips or if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye-bye.